Like, I spend so much time and energy on this.
The direction to
What else would you do?
No, I saw you in like in London.
Well, I can't believe you were.
Is everything else okay?
Wow.
I wouldn't say this one would change nights, isn't it?